Well, I'm going to flick out the softy. Pierre's having all the fun. Pierre's hooked up again. I've got them working up way up the back there. Pink and silver. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just doing a bit of a drift, guys. The softies. Yeah. He's probably takeable, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Real Kiwi Fishing. This week, Pierre and I fishing the local. We're off that northern side of Whanga. And what's happening is we've got a heap of anchovies getting pushed up into these little bays. Pierre's just got a little snapper there. And we thought what we'll do is we'll come out and have a little bit of a play around in these anchovy schools. You just never know what's sort of in amongst them. Could be kingies, be some nice kahawai. Pierre wants a couple of kahawai for the smoker. And we might pick up a couple of snapper in amongst them. We're only in about 3 meters of water, got a heap of birds here. Pretty close to the shoreline, so not sure how big the snapper will be here, but just never know. But hope we get into a few fish in amongst these little anchovy schools. I hope you guys enjoy.
There are snapper down here. They do move quite fast, don't they?
Yeah. I've got them working up way up the back there, up by those buoys of the yacht. But they're moving all around in this bay. All the anchovies are just getting pushed up in here. Had a few gannets diving off the point there. And what we might do is even try and get a couple of liveys, some max, so we can at least just while we're drifting have a couple of liveys down. You just never know, could be some John Dory following them, kingies, nice big snapper. Yeah, we might move out here. There's quite a lot sort of happening up the back there. Pierre's hooked up again. Bit of a bubble up down here. Pierre's actually just got a little micro jig. We're actually just trolling through. Kahawai.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. Good size for a smoker.
So there you go. Not only is it a lot of fun, like Pierre said, but he's got one for the smoker.
It's not even in the milk.
Here's this little micro jig. Little pink and silver, with a zebra on the back. It's a 21 gram. And sometimes you might hear me talk about those pink lures. They're just, for some reason, pink seems to be a great colour when you're chasing nearly anything on lures. Kingfish love them, kahawai, snapper. Pierre's hooked up straight away. Oh, he dropped it. He's got a heap of birds flying through. straight here, bubble up. So although, behind you, Pierre. So although it's just Kahawai, everyone wants snapper. If you want to have a bit of fun, especially with the kids, just come out with some lures, some soft baits, find these little workups, and your kids would have a blast. Here's hooked up again. Kids love this stuff. And only, you know, we go on about, oh, it's another Kahawai, what a nuisance, but a lot of fun.
Yep.
And kids, they don't know anything better.
They're all around here.
Kids will do this all day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a Z-Man.
Yep.
One of the atomic sunrises. The pair can stay on the micro jig, and if I'm not catching anything on my Z-Mans, then I'll swap over to a little metal jig. Great size for a livey.
Yep. Good to put it on smoke piece of king around.
Well, I'm going to flick out my softy. Pierre's having all the fun. Yeah, heap of birds. Big anchovy schools. Great time of year. This is when all the anchovy schools come in the inner Gulf and just get pushed up into these little bays. It's another massive school up here. So all the anchovies just sort of keep swimming sort of like that south and just get pushed up in here. And find the bait fish, you'll find the fish. Okay guys, we just had a kingy coming up around the boat. We've got a heap of birds out here, so what we're going to do is do a bit of a troll around. Got a deep diver here, max stick. So we'll head over there and we'll just do a bit of a troll around. We're just on the edges of some nice fowl here. And sometimes kingies just sort of roam this area, so they might not be in those schools, but we'll go and have a troll around. They could be just roaming here on this sort of shoreline here. We could do a troll through there. We'll go up there and we'll troll through these workups and see if there is kingies in there. So I'm just running a savage deep diver. Quite like those. It's a max stick. Obviously got the spoon on the front to dive down. So we'll give this a bit of a troll around. We'll see what happens. Here's hooked up again. A little bit of a troll around. I'm still on my deep diver, and he's actually got quite a big, about a 7-inch soft bait on a heavy jig head. Heap of sign under us, probably snapper. Will be. What we're going to do is probably have a little bit of a stop here. Have a little bit of a stop here and soft bait. See if we can see if these are snapper. Been on near the bottom, but yeah, a lot of fun so far. No kingies on that diver yet, but those workups are all through right along here. We were in the little bay there before, and they're just moving slowly down this coastline. Just doing a bit of a drift, guys, with the softies. Pierre's still on his micro jig. Just got a heap of birds here, heap of kahawai working. Just a little snapper at the moment, but you just never know when something decent will turn up. So Not tiny, but not takeable, not quite. Definitely a heap of fish here. Heap of sign on the sounder. It's about the size of maybe 2 or 3 football fields of fish just jumping everywhere. Birds are everywhere. Just back on my Zman. Sunrise Slayer. Just casting down, we're drifting that way. Just working back towards the boat. So we're drifting pretty quickly. Got a bit of wind with us now. And I don't have the chute to slow us down. So just slowly working back as we're drifting. Just running about a ½ ounce. So nothing too heavy. Especially because we're drifting with it. We're drifting pretty. Oh yeah, hooked up again. Because we're drifting really quick, you don't want anything too heavy. Otherwise, it's just basically hitting the bottom constantly. You want it to come up, flutter back down. A little bit better fish, still probably not takeable. Yeah. He's probably takeable, that one.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with that.
There you go, guys. Nice little snapper under those workups. Heap of sign on the sounder. Not a bad fish for the bin. Heap of sign there. Softbait's ready to go again. Basically hit the water, flick the bow wire over. Here, just dropped one. Oh, another little tap there. Yeah, hooked up again. Just a little fella. Feels like a Kahawai, this one. Little trevally. Little trevally for Pierre. For dinner.
Oh yeah, baby.
There you go, guys. Little trevally for Pierre. We'll measure him up, but he's probably about 30 centimetres. Pierre's hooked up. That's what I was saying. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun in these little workups. All sorts turn up.
Good size there.
Yeah, we'll chuck him in the bin for Pierre.
And for some fresh bait too. Whoa.
Once again, my little soft bait hasn't lost his tail. Caught a few fish on it already. Do one more cast. The birds have all moved up and towards, they're pushing those anchovies up towards the coastline there. The sign has pretty much disappeared, but that doesn't say that there's no fish still here, so We have another cast, see what happens.
This thing's fucking hammered. Oh, that. Insect.
Oh, a little bit of a grab there. These are just the little 5-inch Z-mans. I quite like those 5-inch Z-mans. Unless you're sort of maybe up north, then you could go like the big 7-inch. What we might do is just fire up the boat and we'll go back up and reset our drift again. There is still bits and pieces coming across the sounder there. But we might as well go back up where the fish are actually working. Move up, eh? So far, so good. Hooked up again. Just a little fella.
Snapper.
Yeah. Just a little whippersnapper. Keep a sign there. Ooh, another little grab. Yeah. It's a lot of little stuff here, but a lot of fun. Another little snap.
Snapper.
Still in perfect condition. Just basically drifting through these workups, and they go past us, do a couple more 100 meters, and then nothing happens. We zip back up, go around them, up ahead of them, drift through again, and we're back into the fish. Another little snap. Yeah, it's a heap of fun, even though there is small fish in amongst them. You'll just pick up that odd better one. It's basically maybe 3 or 4 football fields of just kahawai bubbling, birds chasing. Oh! It's just a heap of fish here, but a lot of little stuff like I was saying, but still a lot of fun.
Snapper.
Yep. It's on the bottom all the time now. Just fishing the bottom. Sometimes what you got to do also is, because it's such a big area, sometimes the bigger fish might be sort of further over, so you sort of move around, change your drift until you sort of get onto them. A little tapping. Hooked up. Might be another little keeper for us, maybe. Piers hooked up.
I want a kahawai, a snapper, not a kahawai.
This Pier got a little bit better snapper. A little bit better, or the same.
See there, keep a pull.
Yeah. Don't
You
I
wanna
keep a
get
couple?
that?
Keep a couple?